Hi folks, today I want to show you a little bit about controlling your pencil as you draw. And so as you'll see here, the first thing that I'm doing is I'm drawing some arcs. And notice right away that I don't really move my fingers very much at all. My fingers hold onto the pencil and I'm actually moving my entire arm to draw this arc. And more than that, if you could actually see my whole body, you would notice I'm moving pretty much my whole upper body to make this arc. And what I'm trying to do is make these arcs follow each other. So I'm looking at the point of the pencil as I'm doing it. I'm really concentrating. I wasn't talking while I was doing it. And I'm trying to keep the distance between the point of the pencil and the previous stroke about the same. And sometimes I fail. And in fact, most of the time I fail. But it is this attempt to approach this drawing in a controlled way that's important. So we're moving on now to a different kind of line. And so I'm doing what I think is the hardest line, which is the horizontal line, particularly horizontal lines that are parallel to each other. And I really struggle with this because it's not a natural movement of my arm, either in the direction I'm going right now, or if I were to go the other direction, it's just not a natural movement for my arm. And so it's important, though, that you understand you shouldn't turn the paper just to do this. Because if we were doing a drawing of a person and say that you had this on a drawing board and it was on an easel, you want to draw what you see. You don't want to turn the paper sideways to make it easier on your hand, but no longer be drawing what you see. If you see a horizontal line, then you should draw it horizontally. And that's part of the discipline of learning how to control your pencil. Again, note that I am not moving my fingers very much. I'm moving my entire arm. And I am absolutely watching the point of that pencil as I'm doing it. Drawing isn't something that I generally engage in as like a pastime. I'm really focused when I'm doing it. And so here you can see that I'm doing vertical lines. Now I find these to be quite a bit easier. And vertical lines, I will give you a little hint. Anytime that I'm drawing any kind of line, really, if I can draw the line by pulling it rather than pushing it, I prefer that movement. I find that I have much more stability and security in the movement when I do it that way. So you'll notice that I'm doing them from what for me was the top of the paper to the bottom of your screen, and drawing it toward me, pulling it toward me. I find my arms work better in a pull motion than a push motion. Notice again, not moving my hand very much, or I should say my fingers very much, moving my entire arm, and actually again, my entire upper body. Again, I'm not doing this just to pass the time while I chat with somebody. I am very focused on keeping the point of that pencil moving in a direction that is parallel to the one that I just drew. So here I am with my pepper shaker tracing the bottom of it. I want a circle here. Now if you had a compass you could do that. Any circular object will work. The reason I want that circle is because, again, as you can see, I'm starting to draw circles, and I want to have a model because, believe it or not, we all think we know what a circle looks like, but when you're drawing a circle freehand, you can kind of forget. And so I wanted something to compare my circles to. Now notice that I go around lightly around my circles several times before I commit. That actually helps you get a better circle form. Going many times lightly and then the sort of average of all those lines will give you the circle. And notice I'm trying to keep all my circles approximately the same size, and that is smaller than the salt shaker, or the pepper shaker, but that's not really the point. The point is for me to make all of my circles the same size. Again, not really moving my fingers all that much. I'm actually moving my whole hand, my whole arm. Maybe a little bit more finger motion in here because I had to make this tight circle. But still moving my whole arm, my whole hand, really all the way up to my shoulder and perhaps beyond that, and I'm just not aware of it. I may be moving my entire upper body here. So that's what it is to try to work on your pencil control. And now I hope you'll try too.